Hi and welcome back to Micro Mechanics 102. We're going to learn the double liquidity auction. So, as we've discussed, these are the paintings being sold at the auction, right? And we call these market makers because they make the market. Also known as passive liquidity or resting orders. These are nothing more than orders of, buy and sell orders displayed in the order book, also known as market depth. And up here you have the sell limits, so passive sellers, also known as the offer or the ask. And these are basically just offering to be a seller. Okay, they're saying, hey, if you want, I'm selling at this price. They are the auction of sell orders, the sell paintings of the auction. And they wait for someone to accept their sell offers. Just like when you place a sell limit, you wait for someone, wait for the market to reach your level and fill you, right? Below here, same thing, you have buy limits, passive buyers, also known as the bids. And they're offering to be a buyer, okay? They are the auction of buy paintings. And they wait for someone to accept their buy offer. Okay, so they're just waiting. And we call the closest bid and the closest ask to the current price the best bid and the best ask. So the best ask is the best possible price at which there's at least a seller available in the book. The best bid is the best possible price where there's at least a buyer in the book. And again, these are just resting orders, okay? There's offers of liquidity, just like paintings sold at an auction. Someone now needs to raise their hand in the audience and take action and accept paying a slightly worse price for the trade to happen. If you want to get your hands on the Mona Lisa, you're going to pay a little more if you want it, because other people are ready to pay. So the bidder comes and say, hey, I will buy 2 contracts, market. And he will get filled by being a market taker, okay, as we define it, a aggressive buyer. So he says, I will buy 2 contracts, market. So those 2 contracts that were present here will go all the way here and get matched with his 2 buy contracts. So 2 buy, 2 sell, they're matched. It's a match. And who did the matching is the matching algorithms. The CME, the exchange. Now this is the new price, right? Because as soon as someone raises their hands in the audience, that becomes the new price that someone needs to beat, right? Exactly the same. Now this is the new price. The new price is set as soon as there's a match between a aggressive participant and a passive one. And with normal candles, this is where your candle would open, right? Now another one comes, says, I will buy 2 contracts at the best possible price. Well, those 2 contracts are matched with 2 contracts from those 5 that were here at 101. That's a match, and boom, price ticks up. And that's because the new price is wherever there was at least one match between an aggressor and a resting order. Now a seller finally comes and says, hey, I will sell 5 contracts at the best buyer. Well, who's the best buyer here? This guy. 2 contracts at 99. Well, he wants 5. Who's the next best buyer? Here. Okay, so I'm going to buy some here and some here. Yep. That is called slippage. Right? Probably heard about it. So you get, this order got slipped and some of it got filled here and some of it got filled here. So the average price of this trade will actually be somewhere around the middle, because I paid 99, I paid 98, so probably the average is like 98.5 or something, right? But the last place, the last price level where there was a match was this one, right? So that becomes the new price, and the candle will tick down. Okay? This is the mechanics behind every single price movement that you see inside of charts. That's it. Okay? Now, the best ask and the best bid are far away from each other, right? They were here close and now they're far. We call the difference between bid and ask the spread. And in low liquidity environments, so where there's no liquidity, no counterpart, no sell or buy orders counterparting the aggressors, spread widens. So, markets, to recap, just like in an auction, move because someone is willing to pay a slightly higher price that we call spread. So if you're ready to pay a spread and buy market or sell market, you're going to move price, even with just one contract. So prices in financial markets move because someone is willing to pay a slightly higher or lower price to buy or sell, as long as they can get their hands on a counterpart. Because think about it. You could, if you wanted to buy, you have two options. You either place a buy offer, so you just offer to buy, and place a buy limit at a slightly better price, and hope that an aggressive seller would accept that offer. Or you immediately pay a higher price to guarantee you're going to get filled now. But you're going to have to accept a slightly worse price. Do you understand the difference? So markets are moved by traders who cannot afford to wait to get filled. Kind of in a FOMO, right? I cannot wait to get filled. I want to be in the market now. These type of participants are the one who move the market, who causes a change in price. Now, let's imagine, for example, that Apple has just discovered a new technology that will 10x their profits because they're going to make their iPhones finally make coffee as well. What will happen to their stock price? Well, let's pretend this is the order book of Apple stocks. Well, first of all, you're going to see less passive sellers, right? Because no one is really willing to sell so much now. So that also means that compared to here, it's going to be way faster for price to go up. Because if 10 aggressors come now, the price will be 102. If 10 aggressors come now, price will likely be way up. So the amount of liquidity that's here will determine how fast price goes up. And if there is a huge imbalance between the bids and the asks, it's likely that this direction is the path of least resistance. So now everyone buys, okay, and price shoots up. And as we know, it's a very well-documented phenomenon happens, which is price pokes through the ceiling of traders. So this does not happen because there's more buyers than sellers. As a lot of people say, the market is long, the market is buying. No. There's always a buyer and a seller. They're just matched at a different price, and whoever was the one accepting the worst price is the one moving it. So this does not happen because there's more buyers than sellers, but because buyers were willing to pay worse and worse prices as long as they could get their hands on a seller, which is a slight but very important, crucial difference.